am a substitute bride to be of the crown prince, but right now I am tied up on the city tower. Your highness, on my left is the future crown princess. On my right is the princess of Liuli Kingdom. Your 10,000 taels of gold can only save one. Make your choice. Seeing that Zhao Hongjun made no move, the kidnapper pushed me forward threateningly. Your highness, our patience is limited. You better choose quickly. If he just lets go, falling from such a height, I will certainly die. I hope to hear my name from Zhao Hongjun's mouth. He and the princess had a past romance, but now I am engaged to him. And we are to be married next month. Khaleesi is already consort in his royal father's harem. The kidnappers wouldn't be bold enough to harm the emperor's concubine, but they are highly likely to use me, the future crown princess who hasn't yet entered the Eastern Palace, as a sacrifice. As long as Zhao Hongjun isn't stupid, he should know how to choose. Brother June, save me. I choose Princess Khaleesi. Let her go right now. She is easily frightened. Do not scare her. Your highness chose Princess Khaleesi. The fierce wind slapped against my face. My body and heart both turned ice cold. Hearing these words, Khaleesi stopped crying. She turned her face and gave me a provocative look. So what if you are the future crown princess? The crown prince doesn't love you. He doesn't even care about your life. Let me down. Let me down right now. Brother June chose me. The crown prince chose me. Zhao Hongjun disregarded everything, breaking free from the people trying to stop him, and sprinted forward. The gold entered the city gates. I was pulled back up from the city wall, watching Khaleesi below throw herself into Zhao Hongjun's arms, as if no one else existed. The whole world was just a stage for their romance. Even the kidnappers on the tower couldn't stand watching it, and shouted down below, "Dog, Crown Prince, you chose the Princess of Liuli. Then the Crown Princess is at our disposal. Brother Jin, please save her too. There are so many men in there, and she is the only woman. How can she protect her innocence? Oh, just thinking about it feels so terrifying. What conditions do you need to let her go? The Princess of Liuli is only worth 10,000 taels of gold. But this crown princess of yours will cost 100,000. 20,000 taels of gold has already emptied my pockets. Forced to choose one, I am also left with no choice. The Kangaroo, the bandits are ruthless. For the reputation of the Eastern Palace and the Z family, find an opportunity to end your own life. After I ascend the throne, I will posthumously crown you as noble consort. I will also take care of your parents and relatives for you. Just go in peace. They say a bad life is better than a good death. How could she be willing to just go die? There are so many people in this world who have lost their chastity. Aren't they all living perfectly fine? Seeing that I was taking too long to move, Zhao Hongjun turned his head and gave a military order. To preserve your honor. Lady Z, please, and your own life. To preserve your honor. Lady Z, please, and your own life. To preserve your honor. Lady Z, please, and your own life. Brother Junshi is unwilling to die. How will the Eastern Palace save face then? And what about our affair? What if the Emperor finds out? Your Highness, you saved your stepmother. Why aren't you leaving quickly? Staying here. Do you want us to watch you to bow to heaven and earth and enter the bridal chamber? Brother June, he is making fun of me. Quickly kill him for me. Zhao Hongjun drew his bow and aimed an arrow. I closed my eyes, waiting for the arrow to pierce my chest before the arrow could reach me. It was deflected by an arrow from the person behind me. Fire the arrows. The soldiers raised barricades to protect him. Crown Prince Zhao Hongjun pulled Khaleesi onto the carriage. The carriage drove away quickly. An order came from within it. Archers shoot to kill. Countless arrows flew over. The person behind me pulled me down to squat, grabbed a shield from the side and held it over my head. After a few rounds of arrow rain, someone supported my body and helped me stand up. Looking into the distance, Zhao Hongjun's carriage had already driven far away. Did you see that? My dear brother has already left. He even wanted to kill you before leaving. Is a man like this worthy of being your husband, the kangaroo? It is the fourth Prince Zhao Hongjing. Are you? At this point, have you still not seen his true colors? Yeah. Zhao Hongjing, calm down a bit. The kangaroo, even if I cannot win your heart, I will still keep you by my side. He picked me up by the waist and went down the city tower. After Zhao Hongjing carried me into the carriage, he ordered to speed towards the mountains. In the carriage, I finally couldn't hold on anymore and collapsed limply into his arms. When I woke up, I was already in a hidden mountain villa. I threw off the blanket and got up. Zhao Hongjing, who was sitting by the bed, pressed down on my shoulders. I want to go back. Go back. Go back to continue preparing for your wedding with the crown prince. Do you need me to remind you again? He was going to kill you today. I know. So I am going back to break off the engagement. Rest and recover your health first. I will go get your medicine now. After nightfall, I started running a fever. Shivering uncontrollably, seeing this, Zhao Hongjing laid down beside me and held me tightly. I finally didn't feel so cold and fell into a deep sleep. Waking up in the middle of the night, I saw Zhao Hongjing lying next to me. I scooted to the side. Zhao Hongjing also scooted over. Zhao Hongjing, stay a little further away from me. Don't worry. I won't do anything. I just want to hold you. Just holding you is enough. Sister kangaroo, don't be mad at me. I didn't mean it during the day. Hearing him call me this, my heart softened, hazily recalling the past. When we were young, I often went to the palace to play with the princes and princesses. Because Zhao Hongjing's birth mother had a low status, he was always bullied. Not many people were willing to play with him. Except for me, he was thin and small back then, always following behind me. Are you really planning to trap me in this villa forever? No, what I said during the day was just out of anger. I have thought about it. If you really want to marry the crown prince, I will kill Khaleesi for you first. I said I will go back to break off the engagement. I really don't want to marry the crown prince. Weren't you in Jiangnan controlling the flood? Why did you come back? Hearing that you were engaged to the crown prince, I hurried back. I rode as fast as I could the whole way, not daring to delay for a moment. A wave of emotion stirred within my heart. Why were you in such a hurry to come back? Controlling the flood is a very important matter. If I didn't come back now, you would have married into the Eastern Palace. Did you really want me to steal my own sister-in-law? Since when did you start having these thoughts? Since we were very, very young. When I said before that I wanted us to be husband and wife, I meant every word of it. The kangaroo, I have always liked you all these years. I don't believe you have no feelings for me at all. Compared to being the crown princess, one indeed prefer being with Zhao Hongjing. Following the emperor and my father's arrangements, I was originally prepared to marry the crown prince, but the crown prince chose Khaleesi and wanted me dead since I have survived. Then this time I will choose for myself, a Jing. I still have many things to do. I need to go and break off the engagement with the crown prince, since he treated me like this today. He and I must fight to the bitter end. Kangaroo, whatever you want to do, I will accompany you. Yesterday, after your highness left, the crown prince's army prepared to attack the city. The entire stronghold has been burned to the ground. The news of the lady's disappearance in less than a day has already spread across half the imperial city. The crown prince has already taken Consort Jia into the palace to see the emperor. Imperial father, it is my fault. This subject is incompetent and couldn't save her. It is all my fault. I shouldn't have agreed to her suggestion about going our separate ways. The emperor was furious, and his illness worsened a bit more. How did you happen to appear yesterday? After coming back from Jiangnan, I heard you went to Lingyan Temple. So I waited for you on the way, and just happened to run into that group of bandits. From them I learned of Consort Jia and the crown prince's plan to let you see the crown prince's true colors. I played along with their scheme and tied you up. It's just that I didn't expect the crown prince would actually be ruthless enough to silence you. I was afraid you would take it too hard, and also afraid he would continue to hunt you down. That is why I wanted to hide you away. A Jing. Thank you. I am much better now, and have thought of my next plan. If you want to take revenge, I will just help you. Why must you risk your own life? A Jing, this is my revenge. Of course, I must do it myself. All right. You do it yourself. But you must be careful. Don't push yourself too hard. 2 days later, Zhao Hongjing had to rush back to Jiangnan. He and I parted ways at the crossroad at the foot of the mountain. News of me finally surfaced in the capital. Someone said they saw a woman at the foot of Lingtai Mountain, very much like me when my mother brought people to find me. I was squatting on the ground watching Uncle Dao butcher a rabbit. Who are you? Why are you hugging me? King Gru. I am your mother. I only know Uncle Dao, Aunt Dao. I don't know any mother. Sigh. This girl has a bit of a problem up here. That day I went to the river to wash vegetables and saw a Jew lying by the river. So I brought her home. She had a high fever, always in a daze and wouldn't open her eyes. My old man picked some herbs on the mountain and fed them to this child. It was another 2 days before she woke up. After a while, Uncle Dao finished cooking the rabbit. The day we saved her happened to be the 9th of the month. So my old man and I just called her a Jew. I only had one son, who died on the battlefield not long ago. Seeing a Jew, we also wanted to raise her as our own daughter. Mother's eyes reddened. I know. She thought of my third brother who couldn't return from the battlefield. These pheasants and wild hares are all air-dried. The Jew girl loves to eat them. Suffering from trauma and hitting her head. Amnesia is what caused Lady Z to only have the intellective. A young child. I'm afraid it will be difficult. A few days later, the Empress hosted a banquet in the palace, saying it was to help me get over the shock. Greetings, Auntie. Greetings, Uncle. When the Crown Prince entered the door, he saw me with a forced smile on my face. Mother said men and women shouldn't touch each other. This is your future husband. Mother, I don't want such an ugly husband. Hurry up and change him for someone else. Your Highness, please calm down. King Gru has lost her mind and is speaking nonsense. While Mother was apologizing to the Crown Prince, Zhao Hongjing entered the hall. Mother, a Jew thinks this big brother is very handsome. Sister, you look so beautiful. If I were a man, I would definitely like you. I do not crave the affection of men. But as for you, in a bandit lair, you must have been very popular with the men, right? Consort Xia, please watch your words. To escape the bandits, King Gru fell off a cliff. And the old woman at the foot of the mountain saved her on the very same day. That still doesn't prove she was innocent before falling off the cliff. You, Consort Xia, Lady Z has returned safely. Yet you don't seem very happy about it. Why would I be unhappy? I just feel bad for His Highness the Crown Prince, having to marry such a foolish and impure woman to be his crown princess. What are you all chatting about? It's so lively here. Your Majesty, please issue a decree to cancel the engagement between the Crown Prince and my daughter. King Gru has now lost her mind and cannot be the Crown Princess anymore. Rather than having people point fingers at us outside, it is better for me to take her back to our hometown in Huju. This marriage was decided by the Emperor and General Z. How can we allow others to point fingers? King Gru has suffered a shock this time, so the wedding will be postponed. From now on, if anyone dares to gossip about this, I will severely punish them. Take these rewards back to soothe King Gru's shock, and let her recuperate at home with peace of mind. At the banquet, I eat pastries in a daze. Suddenly, I saw the Crown Prince and Khaleesi leave one after another. I found an excuse to slip out and saw the two of them enter Hanyuan Hall. Brother Jun, has that bitch really lost her memory? 3 imperial doctors have examined her. The female palace officials also observed her closely. It shouldn't be fake. Why don't we still find a chance to get rid of her? lest our affair be discovered. This matter cannot be rushed. She is currently living in the general's manor. It's hard to make a move. We will easily be discovered. Brother June, you said when His Majesty recovers, he wants to summon me. What should we do? Khaleesi's body only wants to belong to you. Imperial father will not recover from his illness. When I become the emperor, I will crown you as empress. I returned to the banquet and deliberately brought up Khaleesi in public. Where did that pretty sister go? The empress froze for a moment and excused herself to change clothes. Not long after, Khaleesi returned first. Then the empress and the crown prince returned together. It seems the empress already knows about the affair between the crown prince and Khaleesi. After returning home, news came from the palace that Khaleesi was punished and grounded by the empress. The empress did well to punish her. A foreign woman like Khaleesi truly has no manners at all. Mother, I want to go to Mingyu Pavilion to eat roasted lamb tail. I acted spoiled with my mother, begging her to let me go to Mingyu Pavilion. At Mingyu Pavilion, I told Zhao Hongjing about the conversation between the crown prince and Khaleesi. Imperial father's illness is suspicious. It turns out to be the crown prince's doing. I'm afraid the empress also had a hand in this. I introduced a divine doctor named Lei to him, asking him to find a way to persuade the emperor to change doctors. It would be best if the emperor deposes the crown prince himself. During this time, you should also perform well and let the emperor see your worth. This subject has found a famous doctor in Jiangnan, who might be able to share imperial father's burdens. Divine Dr. Lei indeed had some skills. He asked the emperor to stop taking the medicine and only used massage and acupuncture combined with herbal diet. It actually made the emperor improve a lot. One day, the empress summoned my mother and me to the palace. Kingu is a child I have watched grow up. Now that this has happened, it really breaks my heart. When Kingu becomes the real crown princess, no one will dare to bully her anymore. It's you. Do you want to marry the crown prince brother? No, Aju is still little. Aju wants to eat braised rabbit. Aju doesn't want to get married. Your Majesty the Empress, you can also see Kingu's current state of mind. How can she be the crown princess? Making the crown prince marry Kingu is truly too much of a grievance for her. Iju, do you like the crown prince brother? I don't like him, he is not good looking. Iju likes good looking brothers. Go and have a word with the emperor and ask him to cancel the marriage between the crown prince and Kingu. A gentleman's word cannot be taken back. Since the engagement has been set, how can it be easily cancelled? But Kingu doesn't like the crown prince. With her current state of mind, what does she understand? The crown prince is not good looking. I don't like him. When it comes to marriage, how can you only look at whether the other person is good looking or not? Besides, if he is not good looking, isn't it enough that you are good looking? That won't do. They say if the father is not good looking, he cannot produce good looking babies. Then according to what you say, that you grew up to be so beautiful, it is all to my credit. That's right back then, if you weren't so handsome and elegant, I would have married someone else long ago. Yes, I also want to marry a handsome husband like father. At the last palace banquet, Kingu actually praised the fourth prince for being good-looking. Anyway, it's still a marriage between our two families. Why don't you ask the emperor to change the engagement and decree a marriage between Kingu and the fourth prince? It's just that with Kingu's current condition, if she is promised to the fourth prince, wouldn't it be harming him? If you don't go and ask him, how do you know if he is willing? Father, I just like good-looking people like the fourth prince. The next day, the crown prince actually came to my house. Out of politeness, Mother called me out to meet him. Mother, this ugly brother wants to kiss me. I am a June. We used to study at the imperial school together. I even let you copy my homework. Do you remember? That time you went on a spring outing with me to the outskirts. You said you were willing to marry me. Have you forgotten everything? I don't know anything you are talking about. You look very fierce. I don't like you. Your Highness. With Kingru's current state, I'm afraid she cannot be the crown princess. Mother gave the order to evict the crown prince. The crown prince felt it was pointless and took his leave. I arranged to meet Zhao Hongjing at Mingyu Pavilion. After he heard about my conversation with my father and mother, he was very happy. Do you really think I am good looking? Good looking. Since you like it. Then from now on, I must take good care of this face. Jing, you can save your beauty to slowly admire when we return to the manor. Let's talk about serious business instead. The future crown princess has gone foolish. The crown prince was humiliated at my house. Naturally, he couldn't swallow his anger. He kneeled in the empress's palace for 2 hours, saying he doesn't want a fool to be the crown princess. By marrying Zikingru as your crown princess, her father brothers and maternal grandfather will stand behind you. This is something I spent a great deal of effort to secure for you. But mother, do you want your son from now on to crown a fool as empress? After ascending the throne, just crown her as empress first. As for how you deal with the Z family later, isn't that entirely up to you? So even if I have become a fool, this marriage won't be so easy to break off. Zhao Hongjing, would you scheme against me like this? Of course not. In this life, I will never scheme for power and position. For this matter, perhaps, we still need to work on the crown prince and Khaleesi. I remember divine Dr. Lei has a kind of aphrodisiac. Go to him and ask for a dose. The Mid-Autumn Palace banquet has arrived. It is time to properly make some arrangements in Hanyuan Hall. Zhao Hongjing's people secretly let the news of the crown prince visiting my house reach Khaleesi's ears. Khaleesi was grounded, unable to see the crown prince. She could only send letters to pour her heart out to him. At the banquet, when Khaleesi used the excuse of changing clothes to leave, she gave the crown prince a look, and the crown prince followed her. After the time it takes an incense stick to burn, the crown prince returned. After returning to the banquet, his face was glowing. It seems he has already succeeded. The palace maid arranged by Khaleesi's side came to report, saying she felt unwell, and returned to her palace to rest first. I told mother I wanted to go outside the hall to admire the moon, got up and walked out. After a short while, Zhao Hongjing walked over to tell me, are we being a bit too cruel to Khaleesi like this? Have you forgotten the time they ruined your reputation? How come you now have a bodhisattva's heart towards her? No matter what, Khaleesi was not in her right mind when she had an illicit affair with the crown prince, King Gru. I didn't bring the thing divine Dr. Lei gave me into the palace. In Hanyuan Hall, there is neither aphrodisiac incense, nor is there aphrodisiac wine. The crown prince is no gentleman. And Khaleesi actively threw herself into his arms. Drywood and fierce fired knight at a single touch. There is no need for any external enhancement. King Gru, you don't understand men. Most men, when facing a woman, regardless of whether they like her or not, will want to do illicit things. A man who keeps himself as pure as jade like me, there aren't many in this world. Then you have truly been wronged. Sai, that is nothing. You just need to compensate me a lot after we get married. Is it because of this that you didn't call people to catch those two just now? Number. It is not the time yet. Besides the crown prince, there are also the second and third princes. I must wait until your position is a bit more stable before making a move. You want to be empress. Number. It's just that if you take the position, I will be more at ease. The King Gru, if you want to be empress, Then I am interested in this throne. Khaleesi is pregnant. After the Mid-Autumn Palace banquet, the Crown Prince, having had a taste of the sweetness, had multiple secret trysts with Khaleesi. It is just that this child came at a highly inappropriate time. The Emperor is ill and still recovering, and has not summoned any concubines. Plus, Khaleesi is grounded and has no chance to serve in bed. This child cannot be pinned on the Emperor no matter what. The Crown Prince knew this matter could not be hidden, so he confessed everything to the Empress. Either quietly get rid of the child, or get rid of Khaleesi. Mother, I beg you to save them. This is your son's first child. Just as I was calculating how to let His Majesty know about this matter, the Empress summoned my mother and me again. My intuition told me it was a trap, so I had the secret guard Zhao Hongjing left for me send him a message. After entering the palace, the Empress kept mother behind to chat, and had a palace maid take me to a side hall for some snacks. While I was eating, the palace maid disappeared, and the doors of the hall were also closed. The Crown Prince, who had been hiding behind a screen, walked out. I quietly pulled out the hairpin from my hair. Z Kingru. Even before I dislike you, a daughter of a military family, rough and rigid, completely oblivious to what it means to be gentle and graceful. If ordinary girls are like water, then you are a piece of cold and hard ice. You are even more annoying after losing your memory. Before, you at least pretended to be a lady from a noble family. Now you don't even bother to pretend anymore. If it weren't for mother forcing me to marry you as the Crown Princess, a woman like you, I wouldn't even spare a single glance. As the Crown Prince spoke, he started to get handsy with me. I gripped the hairpin tightly and stabbed it directly into his shoulder, taking advantage of his moment of shock. I swept all the snacks and tea onto the floor. After doing this, I just felt my limbs gradually losing strength and could only call loudly for help. Somebody come! Somebody come! Bitch! Just as he pinned me to the ground, Zhao Hongjing arrived. Eju, don't be afraid. Brother Jing will take you to find mother. Zhao Haning's mother consort Jing saw us and walked over quickly. I was saying, why did you suddenly pull me to come pay respects to the Empress? The Empress took Lady Z to admire flowers in the Imperial Garden. I will send someone to call her right away. Zhao Hongjing went before the Emperor, and a moment later mother rushed over. I told you long ago to have your father ask the Emperor to cancel the engagement. He refused. Look at things now. My poor daughter being bullied like this. I followed mother to the Imperial study. The Crown Prince was kneeling on the floor. Your Majesty, you must uphold justice for our Kingru. Your Majesty, this subject thought since Jenner and Kingru have an engagement between them, I wanted them to get closer to each other. I didn't expect it to turn into such a mess. It is all this subject's fault. Crown Prince, you tell me what happened. This subject knew that Kingru always disliked me. So I wanted to talk to her more. Who knew she would suddenly go crazy? Not only smashing things, she even used a hairpin to stab me. Mother, it's not like that. At this moment, father's voice requesting an audience came from outside the hall. After father paid his respects, the Emperor gestured for him to sit down. Old Fourth, how did you end up at the Empress's palace? And what did you see? This subject entered the palace to visit my mother consort. Mother consort asked me to go with her to pay respects to the Empress. She wanted to ask the Empress for some osmanthus flowers grown in her courtyard, so she could make osmanthus cakes for me. After going there, we didn't see the Empress, but heard a noise from the side hall. So I went to take a look. After entering the hall, the Crown Prince's shoulder was bleeding, and Lady Z also had an injury on her face. I was afraid the two of them would clash again. So I handed Lady Z over to my mother consort and called people to take care of the Crown Prince. Then I came to report to you, Gigi. What do you think of this matter? Young couples inevitably have their little fights. It's just that this indeed went a bit too far. I will definitely teach my daughter well when I go back. Right now, we should hurry and summon the Imperial Doctor to bandage the Crown Prince. However, Your Majesty, looking at it now, my daughter is truly incapable of shouldering this great responsibility. It is better to choose someone else for the crown princess. Let's not delay the crown prince's marriage any further. Jichi. In the past you and I personally promised this marriage between our children. I do not wish to be a person who breaks his promise. I still have other sons. I will pick another one to betroth to Kingru. Or just let the children choose for themselves. Kingru is a good child. It is the crown prince who lacks the blessing. Take her back and find a doctor to treat her. Let the crown prince reflect on his mistakes in the Eastern Palace for 3 days. Imperial Father. I earnestly request Imperial Father to grant a marriage. I am fond of Lady Z and wish to marry her as my wife. Are you serious? I truly adore Lady Z. She is innocent and pure. I am truly fond of her. It's you. This is the 4th Prince Zhao Hongjing. You said before that he is good-looking. Now he says he likes you and wants to marry you. Are you willing? Iju getting married is not playing house. You have to think it through. In the future you will have to live with him and have little babies together with him. Are you really willing? Mother, if I marry the 4th prince, will there still be braised rabbit to eat? There will be from now on. I will catch them myself and cook them for you myself. Then I am willing. Although the emperor did not issue a decree immediately, I knew there was hope for my marriage with Zhao Hongjing. In the evening, the emperor graciously allowed our whole family to dine together. Consort Jing has taught her son well. Another day, I must taste the osmanthus cakes you make. After dinner, Zhao Hongjing escorted my parents and me home. Iju, you ate a bit too much tonight. Go take a walk in the garden to digest your food. Your father and I still have matters to discuss. Just let the 4th prince keep you company. From the looks of it, my father-in-law and mother-in-law are very satisfied with me. I was worried before that they wouldn't agree to betroth you to me. Didn't you always say you are handsome and elegant? Why would you worry they wouldn't fancy you? That's different. This good-looking face of mine can barely be worthy of you. But in General Z's eyes, a man's appearance is actually the least important thing. If I were just a useless prince, how could he safely betroth you to me? As for Lady Z, she definitely hopes you can marry a man who knows how to care for you, a loving husband. If a man is too outstandingly handsome, he might not necessarily be a suitable candidate. Why were you so bold today, directly asking the emperor to grant a marriage? There was no better opportunity than today. Anyone could see. The crown prince was taking advantage of your foolish state to force himself on you regarding this matter. Imperial father feels apologetic and guilty towards your family. Afterwards, when I begged him to grant a marriage between you and me, it not only continued the marriage promise between him and General Z, it can also be considered his compensation to your family. It's just that Kingru, he treated you like this today. I truly wished I could make him die on the spot. Aren't I perfectly fine now? But what if I had arrived a moment later today? And your face, does it still hurt now? Silly. It was my left cheek that was hit. I know. I cannot bear to hurt even a single hair on your head. How could I allow others to treat you like this? That day on the city wall, you even bit my lip till it bled, and you talk about not being able to bear it. I was inexperienced back then, and didn't know how to control my strength. I apologized to you. I leaned against his chest, listening to his heartbeat pounding like a drum. How did I end up hugging him? I looked innocently at Mother. This 4th prince actually also has quite a scheming mind, coaxing you like this. Later, Zhao Hongjing visited several times, but Mother always found excuses to not let him see me. One night, he climbed over the wall into my courtyard. I stood at the door, watching Zhao Hongjing almost fall over. You audacious scoundrel. Who taught you to sneak into a lady's boudoir in the middle of the night? Kangaroo. I don't know why mother-in-law keeps preventing me from seeing you. I had no other choice but to resort to this. You and I are not married yet. Yet you keep calling her mother-in-law so smoothly. Yes, yes, yes. I was being presumptuous. But sooner or later I will have to call her mother-in-law. Might as well practice it early. I invited him to sit on the stone stool in the courtyard and asked him about the recent situation in the Eastern Palace. The Crown Prince's injury is not serious. He was grounded in the Eastern Palace for 3 days and is in a good mood. He is already looking at portraits of ladies from noble families submitted by the officials below, preparing to select a new candidate for the Crown Princess. What about Khaleesi's side? Naturally, someone has carefully relayed the Crown Prince's movements to her. Now that the Crown Prince is selecting a new Crown Princess, the concubines in the harem are also gossiping, all recommending girls from their own families to the Empress. I'm afraid Khaleesi is feeling very upset in her heart. Yes. Yesterday the Crown Prince's grounding was lifted, and he ran into Khaleesi when visiting the Empress. All right. Be good. Don't cry. How do you know these things in such detail? Naturally, it is because I have spies in the Empress's palace and supplemented it with some imagination to enrich the details of the story. Zhao Hongjing, I said that day, only after resolving my grudge with the Crown Prince will I consider the matter of marriage. I will arrange it when I go back tonight. But can you stop letting mother-in-law block me? I won't come every day. How about once every 3 days? 3 days later, Zhao Hongjing came to visit again, saying he wanted to take me on an outing to Lingtai Mountain, and he'll even personally cook braised rabbit meat for me. As soon as I heard there was rabbit to eat, I ran out from behind the screen. Mother had no choice but to let me go out with him, but she sent twice as many maids as usual and servant boys to follow us. In the carriage, I asked Zhao Hongjing if everything had been arranged. He told me to just enjoy the outing and not worrying about the palace. We went together to visit Uncle Dao and Aunt Dao. Their son used to work as a servant boy in a restaurant. He accidentally spilled soup on the robe of a noble guest. That noble guest wanted to chop off his hand. It was Zhao Hongjing who passed by and saved him. He was a man who knew how to repay kindness, saying he wanted to repay Zhao Hongjing. So Zhao Hongjing placed him in his personal guard. But he never made it back from the city tower. Afterwards, Zhao Hongjing had to rush back to Jiangnan. If I return to the capital, I plan to pretend to have lost my memory, to deceive the Crown Prince and his people. If I wanted to deceive the world, I indeed needed a safe place to go. I recuperated at Aunt Dao's house for a few days and synchronized all the details with them before releasing the news for Mother to find me. In the evening, it started to rain in the mountains. The mountain roads were muddy and difficult to travel, so we stayed overnight at Uncle Dao and Aunt Dao's house. At night, 2 maids slept beside me, one on the left and one on the right, making it impossible for me to even turn over. Mother is truly worried about Zhao Hongjing. The next day, a messenger came to report. Something happened in the palace. The ruler of Liuli Kingdom sent a memorial to ask about the emperor's health, and the emperor remembered Khaleesi, whom he hadn't summoned for a long time. This subject is unwell, afraid of passing the sickness to you. I beg your majesty to go back first. I have indeed been neglecting you recently. Do not throw a tantrum anymore. Insolent. You repeatedly make excuses. What is the meaning of this? If you don't tell the truth right now, somebody come. Drag her out. Your majesty, spare my life. This subject deserves 10,000 deaths. This subject is already pregnant with the Crown Prince's flesh and blood. This subject had an illicit affair with the Crown Prince. Bastards, how dare you? The Crown Prince and I are truly in love. Your Majesty, this subject is already carrying the Crown Prince's child. Seeing the situation turning bad, her palace servants secretly ran to the Empress's palace to inform her. The Empress sent a message to the Eastern Palace, saying that she suddenly felt unwell, and ordered the Crown Prince to enter the palace to attend to her illness. Holding the Empress's seal, the main gates of the palace opened wide. The Crown Prince led 3,000 personal guards to force a rebellion late at night. The letter from the ruler of Liuli Kingdom arrived recently and was presented yesterday. The emperor should have gone to Khaleesi's palace last night. That palace servant who passed the message was naturally arranged by Zhao Hongjing. It's just that neither of us expected the crown prince would directly raise troops to rebel. Before this, he and the empress had tampered with the emperor's medicine. But up until now, not only did the emperor not die, he has even regained his health. Now that the matter with Khaleesi has been exposed, he knew the emperor would not let him off lightly, so he made a desperate gamble and raised his troops. Outsiders are unaware of the current situation in the palace. In the carriage, I made a prompt decision. A Jing. Detour to the city defense camp in the outskirts. My eldest brother is stationed there. You go to my brother to bring reinforcements. I also have some personal guards in my manor. I will return to the city first to protect the emperor. By the time I rushed there on horseback, father's hand holding the spear was already trembling slightly. Your Highness the Crown Prince, we haven't seen each other for a few days, and your courage has grown to actually dare to commit treason. Z Kingru. You have returned. Yes, Z Kingru has returned. Your Highness the Crown Prince, the crime of treason is not small. If you hit your head and die under my spear right now, perhaps you can avoid future torture. You never lost your memory. Did you fake everything? Yes. It's just that the past me was the fake one. The real me is rough and rigid. I had someone tie up the crown prince. Imperial father. It is all the fault of villains sowing discord with your son. I am truly wronged. The crown prince is wronged. The rebels either died in battle or surrendered. The emperor was safe and sound. The empress, crown prince, and Khaleesi were all imprisoned. The truth of the crown prince's rebellion was uncovered in just a few days. It's just that the emperor refused to believe it. Liuli Kingdom harbored evil intentions to actually send a demoness to drive a wedge between me and the crown prince. I know the emperor is struggling in his heart. That is his own biological son after all. Coupled with the words the crown prince shouted, made him constantly waver. Until a partisan under the crown prince surrendered out of fear of punishment. That person confessed that the crown prince had long secretly tampered with the meals and tea served to the emperor by adding slow-acting poison. The emperor was so angry he directly smashed the cup at hand. He finally believed that this son of his truly couldn't wait to replace him. Subsequently, he bestowed a cup of poisoned wine. Your Highness the Crown Prince, the Emperor has bestowed a cup of poisoned wine. Between you, the Empress, and Consortia, the three of you, who should drink this wine? Jenner. If it weren't for Khaleesi, our mother and son wouldn't have ended up in this situation. Brother June. I am still carrying your child in my womb now. This is your own flesh and blood. How does Imperial Father intend to deal with me? Is it demotion to a commoner or exile to the frontier? I ignored his questions. This cup of wine, who among you will drink it? Mother Khaleesi and your son are still young. You have also become a grandmother. You should have no regrets. The Empress froze. Finally, she wiped away her tears and stood up to take the poisoned wine. Your Majesty the Empress, for the sake of being husband and wife with you for decades, the Emperor grants a special decree, sending you to a nunnery outside the city to cultivate yourself. Hearing this, Khaleesi turned pale as ashes from fright. Brother June, Zur doesn't want to die. Zur still wants to stay by your side. Her crying was really annoying. I lost my patience. Your Highness the Crown Prince, please drink this cup of wine yourself. About you poisoning the Emperor. He already knows. After his death, Khaleesi was also forced to drink an abortion drug and eventually died in prison. After this battle, the Emperor's health became even worse. Zhao Hongjing invited divine Dr. Lei into the palace again. During the Emperor's recuperation, Zhao Hongjing and Consort Jing stayed by his side the entire time. One day he summoned Zhao Hongjing to the palace and asked what reward he wanted for saving the Emperor. A son saving his father is perfectly justified. I wouldn't dare ask for any reward. If I must ask for something, I would like to ask Imperial Father to issue a decree to let your son and Kingroo marry early, ha ha ha. On the day of our wedding, after he and I drank the nuptial wine, his face was already completely flushed. I knew long ago his alcohol tolerance was low and hadn't improved for many years. His eyes were sparkling, holding my hand, repeatedly calling me sister. He picked me up and laid me on the bed. Sister, I am finally married to you. Light and gentle kisses fell. I felt as if I was drunk too. Kingroo, call me Brother Jing one more time for me to hear. Call it once and tomorrow I will personally cook and make braised rabbit meat for you. You are now His Highness the Crown Prince. Are you still willing to condescend to cook yourself? Governing a large country is like cooking a small fish. If I don't personally cook, how can I grasp the profound mysteries within? Furthermore, I promised you before, as long as you marry me, I would personally make braised rabbit for you to eat. Whether the first and the fourth prince or the crown prince, it will be the same in the future. My heart felt sweet. I only felt his eyes and brows become even more charming. In the end, I was still coaxed by him into calling him Brother Jing again and again. The warm wine of late spring in the Eastern Palace made people feel slightly intoxicated, although I was looking at a picture book. My mind had long flown to the courtyard gate. Kingroo, look what I brought back for you. In the bamboo cage, a little rabbit huddled in the corner, looking outside timidly. You went hunting rabbits again. I promised to personally hunt and cook rabbits for you. Even as the crown prince, I cannot break my word. I looked at him, and the seriousness in his eyes, thinking of the thrilling moment on the city tower, thinking of the careful scheming when pretending to be crazy and foolish, and looking at the person in front of me now, whose heart and eyes are completely filled with me. My heart warmed. Actually, you don't have to go through so much trouble. Just having you by my side is enough. I let you suffer too much in the past. In the future, I will never let you suffer even the slightest grievance. When we were young, you protected me and didn't let others bully me. Now it is my turn to protect you and protect our Eastern Palace, protecting our future little home. Your Highnesses, the kitchen has already prepared the ingredients, just waiting for your Highness to personally cook. Wait for me. I promise to let you eat the most delicious braised rabbit meat. Be careful. Don't be like last time, making a mess of the kitchen, and even burning your own sleeves. I smiled and teased. Zhao Hongjing scratched his head. A trace of blush appeared on his face, but he still pretended to be proud. That was all in the past. Nowadays my cooking skills have greatly improved. I definitely won't make a mistake again. Not long after, the aroma of meat filled the entire Eastern Palace. Smells so good. Zhao Hongjing walked out holding a plate of braised rabbit meat. The rabbit meat was bright red and shiny. Kingroo, hurry and taste if it's delicious. He picked up a piece of rabbit meat and brought it to my lips. I opened my mouth and ate it. The sauce is rich, still the familiar taste. It's delicious, much better than last time. Zhao Hongjing immediately smiled brightly. When Imperial Father's health gets a bit better, we will request a decree to go see Jiangnan. The misty rain there is beautiful, and there is a lot of delicious food. I will take you to eat all the snacks in Jiangnan. Okay. Wherever you go, I will go. The warm wind blew past. The crabapple flowers fell again. The copper stove emitted hot steam. The aroma of meat filled the air. Kingroo, having you here is the best time. At the beginning of summer, the emperor's health recovered, and he approved my trip to Jiangnan with Zhao Hongjing, bringing only a few trusted guards. We sat in an awning boat, slowly sailing into the misty rain of Jiangnan. I leaned on Zhao Hongjing's shoulder, my eyes full of joy. So this is Jiangnan. It is even more beautiful than described in storybooks. From now on, every year, I will bring you to see all of Jiangnan's spring mist and summer lotuses, autumn frost and winter snow. Zhao Hongjing raised his hand to brush away the fine raindrops in my hair. The street vendors along the road shouted their wares. The air was mixed with the sweetness of osmanthus cake and fermented rice balls. Zhao Hongjing held my hand and walked into a time-honored pastry shop. This is the most authentic snack in Jiangnan. You should try it. Sesame stuffed fermented rice balls, soft, glutinous, sweet, and fragrant, and freshly made. This one is also delicious. Savory and tasty. Even more flavorful than the pastries in the palace. Zhao Hongjing smiled and ate it, and wiped the sugar frosting from the corner of my mouth. In the evening, we came to South Lake in Jiaxing, and went up the Misty Rain Pavilion. Zhao Hongjing took out a jade flute and placed it by his lips. I leaned against the railing, quietly listening to the melodious flute music. In the past, when I was controlling the floods here, and was busy until late at night, I would sit on this Misty Rain Pavilion and play the flute. Back then, I kept thinking, how wonderful it would be if I could bring you here to listen to me play the flute, and watch the misty rain over South Lake together. Now my wish has finally come true. Ajing, thank you for keeping me safe. And thank you for giving me such a peaceful and happy time. King Gru, what I seek in this life has never been the throne or power, but to stay by your side for a lifetime, safe and peaceful year after year. On the day we returned to the capital, it started to drizzle in Jiangnan again. I stood at the bow of the boat looking back at this land, my eyes full of reluctance to leave. Don't be sad. We will come back next year. We will come back every year from now on. Later, Zhao Hongjing ascended the throne as emperor, and the first became his empress. He governed the country with great effort, diligent in politics and loving the people, just like when he was controlling the floods in Jiangnan, caring for the common people. He would also every year when the flowers bloom in Jiangnan, set aside government affairs to accompany me down to Jiangnan again, to watch the misty rain and taste the earthly joys of life.